This is Monday. As you can tell. Made it over here a decent time this week.
Made it over here this week.
I made it over Wednesday. That's about it.
Yeah, just to get rid of a dog.
So, it's kind of an engine day. We are in the middle of a lot of rain. So, no outside work.
We're getting hit by this thing off the coast of the Carolinas called a tropical storm.
Oh.
Well, you know.
You know me, but... So we're going to make this an engine day. Step one, got our oilers cleaned up. Ray is...
Cleaning and chasing threads on the bolts for the oilers.
Yep. So, we're going to lay this engine on its valley, I guess you could call it the valley surface, on another chunk of wood so the bottom's, aiming up. Then we'll chase the holes for the oilers, the threaded part anyway, and make sure that's all cleaned out. We'll get the oilers in, hopefully get the main caps off, bearings in, measure that out, measure the crank, and hopefully drop a crankshaft in. The camshaft I'm going to use is sitting back over, yeah, right there. It's sitting over there. We have to pull the gear off of it, and then take the gear off the the gear off the camshaft that came out of this motor run. We're just going to swap gears so everything still meshes together. We're going to try to put an engine halfway together at least.
We're going to make attempts.
We just busted the main caps loose. We're going to pull these off. We're going to drop those 8 little oilers in. I still got to find the torque spec. I know it's not much, but anyway. Give these mains a real good clean and wipe down on both sides. Stick the bearings in, re-torque it, which I think is 60 and 95 foot-pounds, I think. I'll have to recheck. And what we're going to do is measure our clearance. Then we're going to clean up the crankshaft, at least the main journals for now. Measure our clearance, measure the journals. I think we're aiming for 1 to 2 thousandths. So I guess we're going to make that happen. Click. Alright, oilers are in. You just simply drop them in, put the bolt in there, click, click, done. Mains. We gotta make sure these are squeaky clean, both sides. Then we're gonna drop our bearings in, and Ray's gonna get the fancy tool he bought a couple weeks ago, month ago? The inside bore ordeal.
Yeah, the dial bore gauge.
Dial bore gauge, that thing. Like I said, we'll start measuring our clearance, but just a little bit of oil here and can't take you anywhere.
Well, if you wouldn't put crap in my way.
It's orange!
It's
What can you miss
black
it?
to me.
Jesus. Anyway, before we're so rudely interrupted. But yeah, when you deal with tolerances this tight, just one little piece of grit in there will throw everything off. So we want to try to make sure it's as clean as humanly possible before we start throwing bearings in here. Alright, so the block's cleaned up. Ray's going to work on the main caps real quick, which any oil, debris, blah, blah, blah. There's some brake clean. Don't set yourself on fire. These are actually very specific which side goes where. So the cap end does not have an oil hole in it. The block end does. So if you screw that up, you're in for a really bad day.
No oil for you.
Yeah, you will start knocking pretty fast. So these only go on one way. Not only that, the block side, I don't know if you can see real good, it has an oil a groove in it. The cap side does not. I always try to run my finger across bearing surfaces like this one here. I just felt a piece of debris on it. That could be enough to throw your measurement way off in the left field. Now these caps only go on one way. He has a notch on each side of the bearing, so those notches need to be next to each other. You put them in, so there's a notch here, so they'll go there. Else, your main caps, like these are already numbered. They came from the factory like that, if I remember right. You always want to put them back in the same location. So if you're tearing your engine down, mark your caps. Reason being, they kind of press fit almost. You tap it down, you'll hear them click in. But if you mess that up, if we switch 1 and 4 maybe, just for argument's sake, it may not line up properly, and then you got big problems. You'll destroy a set of bearings or a crankshaft real quick. Good. There you go. Good, good, good. It's going. Play. There you go. Good, good. Keep going. There it is. Good, 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 good. It's been about an hour-ish. So we checked our measurement on our mains. We got all our measurements. Like I said, we're at 1.5 thou. We're good on clearance. We get the crankshaft cleaned up, which it's been sitting in here collecting grinder dust.
Grinder dust, machine dust, concrete dust. Just, we could sweep this garage in the morning, and in the afternoon you can sweep it again, and you wouldn't think you swept it in a week.
Yep.
It grows dust.
Yep, pretty bad. So I'll give these mains a quick wipe down, quick sploosh of oil. I guess I'm gonna drop this massive freaking crankshaft
heavy
in
enough.
here. Yeah. Need a hand? Want me to grab an hand? Stay out of my way. Now once again, 75 and 95. Now that that's done, end play. I think we're supposed to have 4,000, if I'm not mistaken, I'll check, but I think it's 4,000 end play.
Yep, about 4.5. Yeah, we got about 4.5 thousandths end play.
Okay, so what you just saw was the end play, 4.5 thou, 5, somewhere in there. So yay, that's within spec, thank God. We used to check that, just big old screwdriver. Just ever so gingerly. Give it a press forward. Give it a press backwards. I don't know if you can hear the click. That's all it takes. You don't want to really force it, because at that point all you do is you're actually bending stuff. You just quick punch that way, quick punch the other way. Done. Next thing we're going to check, just out of curiosity, is run out on the balancer end. This thing is magnetized. Anyway, on the balancer end, and then we're going to check run out on the flywheel end, just to be sure. Normally it's not an issue, but I want to check and make sure it's good. Alright, so that was quick and easy. We just checked the end the run out on both ends. We have one little flat spot on the harmonic balancer end, but other than that, it was a dead true. Same on the rear. So, yay. I'd call that a victory for sure. I think the next thing we're going to do is try to stand this thing up and possibly do camshaft stuff. I think we probably have the cam and lifters here shortly, but we'll show you all that here in just a second. First, we're going to break our backs lifting this thing. Alright, end of the day.
Just us and the chicken.
Yep, Henrietta decided to join us. So, cranks in, torque down, everything's in spec, good run out, good end play. Give it a spin with your finger and it goes right around. It makes that noise.
The way it should.
Yep, no hard spots or nothing. We did get the cam dropped in. We didn't record that. Mainly because it took both of us to get the old cam gear.
To swap the gears from cam to cam.
The cam that originally came out of this engine was kind of,
The fuel pump eccentric was just toast.
Gone. And there's a couple of lobes that are questioned. The cam that came out of the engine that grenaded on him was actually in good shape.
Yeah.
So swapping the cam gears over was kind of a nightmare. But we got it. It's in here now. Just finally located our parts here for rear main. Yeah. There
The rear main seal that he's been refusing to change for, I don't know, 8 years.
Yeah, I was not pulling that trans to do one stupid seal. That was not happening.
I'd rather spend, about $40 a month in oil.
I didn't have to go under there and pull a trans. That's all that mattered to me. I was not dealing
And
with
then
that.
when everything went, we pulled it twice.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But anyway,
We'll insert that video at some point.
oh, the truck running?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I did already.
I don't think so.
If I'll look back through our stuff. If I haven't put a video of that thing running, I will. tomorrow, like I said, we want to get that rear main cover on with the seal. We want to get lifters in, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna do the rear main and then lifters in the morning.
We got to swap pump gears.
Yep.
The injection pump. We're gonna swap those gears because once again, they made it to these already. You don't do it right, you'll screw yourself pretty bad. What you got to do is the housing you're going to use. You got to mark it and then mark the pump itself. If you don't, you put it in, the timing will way off. So we're going to mark that, pull it all apart, swap the gears, get the housing on here. It's 4 bolts right there, no big deal. The pump you can slide in later and put the cap on it. So we'll get that timed in. I think after that we start getting ready to put the front timing cover on. Because the oil pump doesn't matter. You can put that wherever. At least on this engine, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to line up with anything. It just
There's no time. Oil pumps typically are not timed.
So we're gonna find some calories, and we will be back at it tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. There are no trees fall on us in the meantime. It's Wednesday. Did a little work on the crawler yesterday. Went to go ahead and bend up some lines to connect some of the hydraulic systems, being the power steering mainly. The bender we have, it kind of failed miserably. It kinked the crap out of it, so I got another bender today, no big deal. So I figure, there's other stuff I can do. So, of course, with a bad spine, I made the ingenious decision to put a slider on. Yeah, that was fun. And I got the second one prepped. And basically, I'm gonna rest on a chair with some wood. You don't even worry about that. We're just gonna rest on something, kind of set it in position. I'll take a ratchet strap to the C-pillar bar and just kind of hold it into, I'll show you. Get it lined up on this one. That'll hold it for the most part. It doesn't have to be all the way on because that's what the ratchet strap's sitting there. Sitting there for to grab it and pull it in. Therefore, while messing with the front mount, it doesn't just slide off. And we got this OSHA violation right here, just a couple pieces of wood stacked up on a chair because it was about the right height. And just gonna rest it all there and just slowly start getting bolts in it. It looks heavy, it's because it is. It's at least balanced for now. So I got the ratchet hooked on the front, just around the frame to hold it that way. So now I got to figure out how to argue the back end into place. Got to go in about 8 inches or so that way with it. So yeah, this will be fun. I'll try to stay out of the way as much as I can. Okay. Alright, so that's kind of halfway in position. I know we said, sorry I was in the shot a bunch, but I know we said part of the premise of this was cage removable or whatever. Yeah, never said it would be easy. It's doable, but it's not easy. Welcome to the underbelly of the beast. There's one of our slider mounts. Another one. Right there. So all 4 bolts to the front of this slider tie in 2 here on the bottom. And 2 up here on the side we really can't see. Sorry, it's kind of premium for room. Behind you, so to speak. So you see the upper links. And right there we have a cross member. All 6 bolts for that slider hook into that cross member. Actually, you can tell on the other side here. See? You may notice that cross member has a split in it, so to speak, with a couple of bolts going through it. This stuff, if I'm not mistaken, is the cross members themselves are 1.5 by 3 inch, 3/16 wall rectangular tubing. I think we took a piece of 2x4 or something like that, quarter wall, and welded it to there, then drilled the holes on the mill to make sure they were straight, and welded stover nuts on the backside, which are essentially lock nuts. If you guys don't know what a stover nut is, the gold one is a regular nut. The stover nut is the silver one. It's kind of hard to see, but a silver nut's not completely round. It's got a bit of a smoosh to it. It goes on your bolt. It's not enough to screw up the threads, but it's a lock nut essentially, so it doesn't move. But anyway, enough yammering. I'm gonna try to get some bolts in this thing. Sorry, I know I'm upside down. So that's essentially one bolt. It's holding it halfway in position. I'm gonna leave it a little bit loose because I still have to work on the back over there. I gotta get those slugs lined up real good. But at least this one will hold it, and the OSHA violation of a chair I got here, it's not even doing anything right now. Yeah, see? Wood just kind of moves freely. But we're gonna leave it there as a safety measure. So I'm gonna hop back out and work on the back a little bit. And you know this strap here. We first built these sliders. For some reason, this side, when we welded it, they spread a little bit, like 1/4 inch. So you put a strap on it, put a little tension, and suck this one back forward. I think it is. Yeah, this one had to go back forward. That is what it is. Anyway, we now put bolts in. These will probably go in way easier than the front, just because it's already all lined up there and we got the correct squeeze on it. So it's not going to have to find its own threading, so to speak. You see it's going in pretty easy. It's just catching the side of the threads, which helps sucking it up in there. And keep in mind, we're going through 3 pieces of metal. It's 1/4, 3/16, and then another piece of 1/4 here that you can't really see. Yeah. See? So it's not exactly cutting its own threads, it's just kind of helping it go up in there. Let's send some bolts in through the side. See, they're all poking through. These are, I guess I'll tighten these 2 bottom ones too, might as well on here. I think we're good. So that's basically the underside of the truck and what we got going on down here. I think that's it for the moment. I can go inside and goof off for a little bit and then have a coffee about it. Anyway, I'll be back in a little bit, hopefully. All right, Thursday. I didn't get back to you guys yesterday because I was experimenting around with a new bender we got from Lowe's, a little tubing bender. Matter of fact, I want to grab that thing. Right here. Lowe's has them on clearance right now for like 12 bucks or something like that, so I couldn't say no. But, nice clean bend there. No kinks. The other bender we had, you can see it put a kink in the pipe there, and a couple other kinks. Round in there and whatnot. Which, granted, the other bender's great for brake lines. The thicker stuff, it just didn't get along with. No big deal. So I experimented with that last night. I think I got it figured out, hopefully, maybe. One trick I did learn, put just a little bit of oil or something in there, some WD, whatever you got. It makes it go by a lot faster and easier. So with that being said, today, I've already run like 50 inches of 1/2 inch pipe through our straightener.
Looks more like 6 inches to me.
So what's going to happen, he's going to rough up the bumper right quick so the roll-on stuff has something to stick to. I'm going to go ahead and work on bending up a line to go from the outlet side of the power steering cooler to the filter housing. So that's basically what we're going to work on here for a little bit. I'm try to take steps to get this bumper going, and then kind of go from there. Ready to get that bumper all sanded up, ready to go. About ready to mix up our bed liner. As you can hear, he's heading to the store to find the damn rollers. We have 4 of them sitting over at his place. 4. And we both of us forgot. So he's gonna take the big old flatbed up there. I mean, the O'Reilly's is 5 minutes away if he hit traffic. So he's gonna check on that right quick. We'll get back in a minute.
Alright, so I'm mixing up the bed liner coating that we've been using on this. It's a Custom Shop Custom Coat Truck Bed Liner. Amazon special. Works pretty good. We like it. So you get your main bottle. It's a quart, comes in quart bottles, or you can get it in gallons. You mix your color in it. This one we're using just a white tint. You know, it comes in the tintable. It's almost like a grayish white. And you mix the bottle of colorant into the main quart. You give that a shake for a minute. Then you add your can of hardener. You mix that in there. You got to shake it for at least 2 minutes. You got to shake it up real good. And then once the hardener is in there, you have 1 hour to set to get this applied before it's no longer usable. We gave the color in that a good mix. Then we'll take our hardener. Everything, all these things got freaking, they got safety lids, and then they got seals. You got to be 5 to open these things. All these child safety caps. Mix that, put that in there. Hopefully once I mix this up, it'll not be quite so volume, and I can add the rest of the hardener.
Alright, so, you know, Ray made it back, got some rollers, cool. Get it all mixed up, and now we're rolling. Well, he's rolling. Yep. Progress. Alright, so Ray just got that whole thing rolled. He's gonna go and do some touch-ups on the cage back there where we may have missed.
End of the day. Got the bumper coated. He did some line stuff under the hood of the truck. You can't really tell.
Yeah, it's back there.
Doesn't look like he did anything.
I supervise real well, by the way.
Bumper over here is very white. It's all bed lined. Got like 3 or 4 nice thick coats on it.
Yeah, we coated the crap out of it. We figure that's going to be the first contact with the enemy being the rocks.
That, and
so
we had plenty of material, so we needed to use as much as we could, so we didn't waste any.
So the rock slider's got an extra coat on the bottom and on the sides, because once again, first contact.
We did a bunch of touch-ups here and there.
Yep, occasionally a couple touch-ups that the weather kind of pointed out for us, little rust trails, and clean them up, and it made that sound too. It really did. So anyway, that's going to kind of wrap it up for today. We didn't get too awful much done, but we did make progress. I mean, that bumper's essentially ready to go on the truck.
It'll be ready to install by Saturday once it's fully cured.
Spends the day in the sun, yeah.
Takes about 24 hours to fully set.
Yep. I don't think we'll be ready for it by Saturday because I still got
a whole bunch of work to do on there.
Still got to run lines. So I got to figure that out over the next couple days. I got to figure out what fittings I need to make this work, because I swore these trans lines were 3/8. They make adapters for almost anything except dash 5, because I can't find them saving my life for some reason. But they got to be out there somewhere. Anyway, we're going to sign off for the day. Go find some calories. Fun story. Last time I made a big
sandwich.
That I can do. Last time I can't cook to save my life. I had to call him one day and ask if blackened was a status of meat and or a seasoning. Come to find out, it's a seasoning. The chicken could have been checked with a Rockwell hardness tester, we'll put it that way.
Dogs wouldn't touch it.
No. But anyway, I'm going to buy some calories. He's going to make some. But
we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. So it's Friday. Yay. I just got back on a couple of trucks, and I got to fix the truck now. Check this out. This is a strobe bar controller.
There's a reason he won't let me drive the 12-ton.
A lot of reason.
It's expensive to fix.
So you see this capacitor's nice and round and wholesome, and this one here kind of blew out the side. For some reason, I've never seen one do that. I've always seen them just bulge the top a little bit when they blow. But
I personally blame the customer that messed with Frank.
Yeah, you don't mess with Frank. But yeah, this one blew out the side, which is rather impressive. We got more. So we're going to basically throw this controller in, test the strobes, and see if they do flashy things.
After some mild rewiring.
Yeah, probably rewired just a hair, but...
Probably a little bit of cussing and swearing and throwing things as well.
You know. But for the most part, these are pretty simplistic. I mean, a power and a ground. And then, if I remember right, I can't remember if it's blue or green wire, set your flash pattern. Anyway, we're going to have to get right at it, so hiya. Okay, so it's been a minute. I'm standing on top of the deck right now. And basically, we're rebuilding this whole bar. It had this weird two-part system in it, and basically what we're going to end up doing is simplifying it. So, like these two work lights. Those were hooked into that weird-looking bar thing right there as our central control and all this other stuff. We're going to simplify it. I don't like tons of wires in the light bar anyway. So yeah, that's going to be my objective here for the next little bit, is just simply rewiring, reconfiguring stuff. Yay. Alright, so basically we got the wires for our brake lights, our halogens, all that. There's a little hole in the bar about here. We got it all run through the other side where we can start connecting stuff up and making systems work now. Okay, so now we're on the front side of things. Here's our new controller. A whole bunch of extra wires. We only need two of them really, just power and ground. So these two here, where's the connector? They fit in this connector. So, yay. It's not overcomplicated. So I just need note. Red correlates with red. Click. Black correlates with ground. And the rest of these don't really matter. Yeah, so the rest of these don't really matter, so I'm going to pin them right quick. I just need to make sure those two lined up. The blue and purple here will serve no purpose. Appreciate it.
Should be enough
for a little bit.
Yeah, about 20 of them there.
Yep, so I'm just going to pin all these four, just because they're useless to us right now, and see what happens. So just send the pick down in there. Push the little tab over. Out comes the wire. And there's that. We don't need this. Black. That's all we need right now. Red, cool. That's locked in. Fuse. We don't want all the extra wires hanging out just because, well, this is all aluminum. I don't want it to touch and arc and do all sorts of crazy stuff. That's usually a bad day. So, actually, let's probably wrap that fuse in E-tape. Just so it doesn't get a wild hair to try to arc on something. It'd be our luck. If we ever need to change this fuse, we're going to be cursing and swearing about everything, but just an added layer of protection. The last thing, I mean, Ray's driving this truck right now, so the last thing I want is him on the side of the highway and the damn light bar dies because we overlook something as simple as this.
Because it has happened.
Yep. Now the top of the fuse is not exposed, can't touch nothing metal. Yay. Okay, so we got that light bar done. We didn't film it because we're literally rewiring the entire thing. We had to concentrate on it, and those strobes you don't want to mess with. And accidentally touch the glass or anything like that, it can kill you. Focused in on it and just hi-yat and got it done. We dumbed down a lot of what was in there. The only thing we run is 4 corner strobes, 2 in each corner that oscillate pattern or flashes. Brake lights, parking lights obviously, and the parking lights also run the ones on the pylon, and 4 work lights, 2 in the bar and 2 down low in that truck. So that's a lot less than what came in that thing originally. It had, oh my god, it had 8 different strobe lights, it had a flasher set, it had a rear set of lights, then it had the brake lights and stuff built in there. It had a lot of stuff. But we typically don't run all that stuff in. There's no point to it. You just need something for people to notice you on the side of the road or whatever that, hey, there's something up here. Don't need to be blinding anyone in the middle of the night or anything like that. But anyway, so that's done. I'll show you very quick. Might be hard to see, but they are actually working. They're actually quad flashing, but the camera won't pick it up. So, like I said, it was hard to see on the camera. I don't know, I think it's just flashing so fast that the camera couldn't pick it up. But a quad flash, it flashed like 4 times, then it goes to the other side and then comes back. It happens fast. But anyway, so we got that done. Thank God. That needed to happen. I think we're going to call it a week, though. We did not have a chance to do any work on the engine today, and like I said,
This kind of took precedence.
yeah, this unit here used to basically control everything.
It was a 2-part controller.
So basically, your power came in from here for all your accessories and whatnot, and it controlled your brake lights and all that other fun stuff. So I was sitting there looking at it, I was like, you know what, as opposed to all this unnecessary wiring craziness, we got rid of this, simplified it. It's all straight wired, soldered, shrink tubed, and everything now, so it should be more reliable. But anyway, like I said, we're going to call it for the week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, notification bell, give it a little poke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Alright, we'll catch you guys next week.
He didn't set him on fire yet. He hasn't set himself on fire either, so we're doing good.
20 to 85 foot-pounds in the hole. You didn't read the torque wrench. We thought, and I thought too, that this little guy was inch-pounds.
Nope, it's a foot-pound.
It's a foot-pound torque wrench.
Small foot-pound.
So as we're tightening the oiler bolts to 7 foot-pound or 84 inch-pounds, it's like, man, this thing is really tight. What? Oh, it foot-pound.
Okay, I'm on my way. Moving on.
You done? Not again! Anyway, so...
Let me see.
We'll see it So, we're gonna get to work.
Checkbook life.
Checkbook like that. Just money, you always make more.
His CRS is kicking in early.
Oh no, I got crap today. On today's edition of Ray Burke the Funk Truck again,